Hello, let's do Wordle for Wednesday, January 21st. Yesterday we spun the wheel and it said to start with bosun. Not bonus, bosun. All right. All right, well, there's a B. That's quite lucky. I wonder where that U goes. Yellow B at the start is somewhat unusual. The way I put it is half of the five-letter words that have a B start with B. So, but obviously that's not always true. I'm wondering if we're like a tubby or something. I don't know. Is that a word? Like you here, Y at the end, use a B somewhere. Ooh, I just saw the word turbo, but there's no O. Turbo is such a fun word though. Furby. I don't. It's a proper name. Is there a URBY Kirby? What about like a BLE type thing? Tubal? Oh, actually, tubal is spelled this way, but that is possible. All right, let's go with tubal because I need something. And actually, those are good letters. Not tubal. All right, well, I placed the UB. Watch it. It's not tubby. Oh, it could be something like cubby. Do I do the double B? Like, I don't know what else to do. I'm just going to go with cubby. I think there aren't very many words. I'm not too concerned. Oh, okay. Well, I'm getting one letter at a time. If that continues, I'm fine. Cubic. That's an interesting one. Sure. Again, I'm not too concerned. All right, it was cubic. We ended up with the double C, not the double B. All right, cubic, like the cubic volume of something. All right. Well, let's spin the wheel and see what tomorrow's starting word will be. All right. Just a reminder, if you want to get on the wheel, right now you need to be a YouTube member. I am considering whether I'll expand that to Patreon. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. So just having similar tiers on Patreon just to get words on the wheel. Let me know if that's like if you're not interested in being a YouTube member, but you would be interested in a slightly cheaper Patreon subscription to get words on here. Anyway, tomorrow we're going to start with coily. The double Y will give us some interesting info tomorrow. I'm sure of it. All right. And that was suggested by Pamalam7. So if you'd like to follow along, tomorrow we will be starting with coily. All right. And we are going to do some analysis here. The answer was cubic. And we started with boson. Not on the answer list. All right. Hey, look, tubal is the best follow-up. There we go. And then cubby. Okay, so there are only four words left. Cubby, cubic, hubby, and pubic. All right. Oh, interesting that hubby is a possible answer. That's very slang. Unless there's another meaning to it that I don't know. But just like slang for husband. But yeah, it suggests just go cubby, cubic, or pubic. And I picked wrong, but it was still a reasonable guess. Like it was still one of the top guesses. All right. Could have been cubed, but those ed words have been removed. The rule, as far as I can tell, seems to hold, is that if it ends in es, s, e, or ed, and you can remove either the last letter or the last two letters, and it's still a word. It's kind of a case basis, right? So for this case, cubed, if you remove the D, cube is a word. But there are other words, like, for example, if this was the past tense of cub instead of cube, if you remove the ED, cub is still a word. So that would be removed from the answer list. And it's the same thing with ES and S, where if you remove the S, then it's still a word. Or if you remove the ES and it's still a word, then it's not a possible answer. So that's kind of how it was automatically filtered rather than manually going through and deciding on a case-by-case basis. All right, anyway, so this is also what its solve would look like for boson. Let's do its suggested tails start. All grade tails, so we go crump, and then we're at this almost the exact same situation of like doing cubby, cubic, or maybe just getting cubic in 3. Steel is going to be the same because it's all gray. Let's skip straight to a DU. With the U and the I, tunic. And from tunic, we're going to go either cubic or pubic. So it's going to be a 3 or a 4. All right, and then audio. Audio goes qubit. That's fun. And from qubit, we're guaranteed. So actually, with the green U and green I from audio, if you guess qubit, you are guaranteed to get it in 3. That's fun. Qubit is like one of those biblical measurements, isn't it? All right, and then stare. We go munch. Oh, gray stare. And then cupid, and then cubic. All right, and then trace tries to get it in 2. I doubt it does today. No, we go could, and then cubic. So 3. And then finally, place is what the official bot starts with. We have the C, we go count, something like curry, and then cubic. Interesting. All right, so it's a 4. So I don't think we're going to have too many people losing today. Let's check with the official bot and see what's going on. Let's grab the screenshot first. All right, got it. Load up the bot. Give me a 99 skill, like my guesses. The other bot like my guesses too. 40 luck for... Oh, our average is 4.1. That's interesting. That's pretty high. Let's see. 178 other readers started with bosun. Follow-up is tuber is the most common follow-up. Yeah, I could see that. That seems like a decent one. Tubal ended up being better, but I didn't really think of tuber. I wonder which one I would have picked. I probably wouldn't want to go right into ER if I didn't have to, but with the B, it doesn't really matter too much. Once you have another letter, it's not as concerning. Another consonant. Crumb, thumb, plum, pubic, cubby, tubby. Pubic would be funny to do that and then have all greens other than the P. All right. No one in this list getting it in 2. I don't know why you would do double C after this result. You wouldn't. All right, then cubby like gives a 99, and cubic it gives a 99 with a 50% luck. So the other option was cubed, but yeah, so cubed has a score of 1 because it's not really going to be an answer. It gives it a less than 1% chance, which for some reason it's on the answer list, but it's a less than 1%. That way it's allowed to guess it, I suppose. All right, place, count, curvy, and cubic is what it does. I think that's very similar. Yeah, I just did curry instead of curvy, but curvy was tied. So this bot agrees. All right, we've got 0.2% cheater rate again. Let's see. On guess 2, maybe guess 2 isn't populated to the top as often as I thought. Cloud being the most common second guess. All right, now we're at 16.2% at guess 3, 63.8 at guess 4, 94.8 at guess 5. What will be at guess 6? Greater than 99, yeah. So I predicted right that we aren't really losing today. If you do lose, it's on pubic or cubit or cumin or cupid, things like that. Music. Wow, what did you have on your board that in hard mode you lost on music? All right. I guess the U or the I and the C. Maybe that is a little trappy. All right, let's refresh and upload the screenshot so we can analyze. We can analyze in non-hard mode. Gave me 97 skill. I wanted to filler at some point, I guess. 325. So I guess bosun is not. It's not just people following along. We're starting with bosun. That's an interesting choice of a start for some people. All right, plum is the most common follow-up. Interesting. That is very different than what we saw in hard mode. Yeah, I guess plum is okay. I think it's been the answer before, though. Tuber, tubby, thumb. Not that maybe tubal has been as well. It's just I remember plum was the answer. Thumb, pubic, crumb. Tubal's on the list. But it would go chart, which no one else did because it doesn't have a B in it. I feel like guess two filler is a little silly. I don't think you have to do a guess 2 filler. All right. Cubby gave me a 98. It would prefer just going cubic or pubic at this point. That's interesting. That's different than what it said last time. And then cubic. All right. Slate, crony, cubic. Wow, that's quite the jump. 0.4% cheater rate today. This is filtered much higher. Cubic getting cubic in 2. That's interesting. Cloud. All right, we're at 13.9 on 3, 55.1 on 4, 88.6 on 5. This is lower. 97.8 on 6. That is significantly lower. We had a greater than 99 on hard mode. People losing on Cupid, Pubic, Cumin, Qubit, Cubby. All right, cool. Well, that's it. How'd you do? And if you'd like to watch the New York Times games, you can click at the end of the video. It'll take you right there. I also have a pinned comment with all the games I played today. And if you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.